अच्छा ठीक है फिर, ठीक।
सर ये वेबिनार का लाइव स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट किया गया है।
ओके।
तो इसको बंद करके फिर से स्टार्ट कर दीजिएगा महेश जी।
टाइम आउट हो गया सर। एक बार जो फोटोग्राफ्स होंगे ना, फोटोग्राफ्स वो वाले जिसमें इस पे सारे लोग रहे।
स्लाइड दिखा देंगे क्या? स्लाइड शेयरिंग हो रहा है कि नहीं?
Just few minutes, ma'am.
ओके ओके, प्लीज टेक योर टाइम, प्लीज टेक।
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
जैसे आपने पिछली बार वो नहीं लिया था स्क्रीन शेयर, जब मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ पीपल बीच बीच में लेते रहिए, जैसे मैक्सिमम नंबर होता है।
सर मैं आपको 1 मिनट दिखा दूं, एक चीज दिखाना चाह रही थी।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
अ, ये नंबर बढ़ रहा है कॉन्स्टेंटली, तो जो मैं बता रही हूँ उससे भी ज्यादा नंबर होंगे।
हाँ।
तो
तो
इनिशियली
द आईटी टीम कैन टेक अप देम टू लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग।
हाँ हाँ सर, वो लाइव स्ट्रीम कर रहे हैं। सर ये पहला स्लाइड होगा जिसमें मैं थोड़ा सा 1 मिनट आधा मिनट के लिए बोलूंगी, और ये वाला बताऊंगी कि 506 जन रजिस्टर्ड है।
ओके
10% गाइड है, 90% स्टूडेंट है।
ओके
और
फाइन।
ये उसके फर्स्ट ईयर एमबीबीएस और पीडीएस की डिफरेंशिएशन है।
हाँ, या।
एमडीएमएस डीएम एमसीएच स्टूडेंट में 195 था
जी
3 बजे।
जी
और ये स्टूडेंट और गाइड का रेशियो है, सिमिलर रेशियो है 90-10। और ये उनकी बाइफरकेशन है एमडीएमएस डीएम
ठीक है।
एमसीएच।
बढ़िया मैम, बढ़िया मैम।
हाँ सर, और मैं सर को फिर इनवाइट करूंगी, हमारे ऑनरेबल वाइस चांसलर सर को 2 शब्द कहें।
जी
उसके बाद सारा आपका है सर, 4 से 5 एसटीएस में फोकस,
जी
5 से 6 थीसिस सपोर्ट में फोकस। और
हाँ
फिर क्वेश्चन आंसर्स ले लेंगे, चाहे तो बचे हुए क्वेश्चन आंसर्स।
ठीक
और
है।
उसके बाद क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स के लिए और रजिस्ट्रार सर को बोलेंगे 2 शब्द कहें, एंड
ठीक
दैट्स
है।
क्लास। ठीक है
ठीक
सर,
है।
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच।
ओके।
We have shared the request to share our screen, ma'am.
ओके, एक ही सेकेंड ना। इट इज नॉट अलाउइंग यू टू शेयर, इट शुड।
Madam.
आप एक बार वो शेयर वाला बटन दबाए हैं क्या मैडम? नीचे एक शेयर वाली बटन है। हाँ हाँ, आपकी अभी दिख रही है। इसका वो अनेबल एडिटिंग कर दीजिए मैम। हाँ परफेक्ट, पूरी दिख रही है, करेक्ट है एकदम। ठीक, गुड टू गो। आई जस्ट चेक विद द वाइस चांसलर सर सेक्रेटरीट वेदर दे आर देयर।
फाइन।
सर क्वेश्चन आंसर्स के लिए मैंने अपने हमारे रवि जॉन, जो कि हमारी पीएचडी स्टूडेंट है, उनको मैंने रिक्वेस्ट किया है क्वेश्चन आंसर्स कैप्चर करने के
ओके फाइन।
लिए। नमस्कार सर,
नमस्ते।
our honorable vice chancellor sir has joined.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
गुड आफ्टरनून।
No problem. Good afternoon, Doctor साहब. How are you?
फाइन, आप कैसे हैं?
बिल्कुल ठीक है. I am sorry I missed you meeting that day.
हाँ, कोई बात नहीं।
So we have 10 minutes to go,
ओके
and
फाइन।
Okay.
I have shared the slide deck with you in the WhatsApp. I'll invite
ये
you to
सारे
give the
फोटोग्राफ
welcome address, and then we will start
पूरी
with
मिलेगी।
Saurav ji. Sir.
Whenever you say, we are here.
Yes, yes,
फटाफट
exactly.
खत्म
At
करते
4
हो।
o'clock we'll start. Sir. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks. हाँ सर, थोड़ा जूम रखिएगा ताकि सर दिखे और सर के बैकग्राउंड में जो DHR का हमारा, हाँ सर, हाँ ये परफेक्ट है सर, परफेक्ट है। Namaskar. Welcome to this interaction webinar on decoding STS and Thesis support program, everything you need to know. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Saurav Verma and his entire team, scientist staff, Department of Health Research, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India for taking out his valuable time in interacting with the students all across India for this webinar today. I just wanted to show you the registration, which is around 3 o'clock registration chart of around 506 MBBS and BDS students, of which 90% are students and 10% are guide. These are from various medical college across nation. This is their background about how many are first year, second year MBBS and how many are first year and second year BDS. The second program that we are going to have is from 5 o'clock. That's a continuous to this program, which is thesis support program. So there are around 195 students across India who have joined. Same here, 90% are students and 10% approx guide. This is the bifurcation of the students across India who are of different areas like MDM, STM, MCH. Without further ado, may I like to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Dr. Sandeep Srivastava to kindly welcome the gathering, August gathering, with his welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Suchita. Very good afternoon to everyone. Respected faculty member, Dr. Saurav Verma, who has kindly agreed to address this very important symposium, seminar and workshop on helping, guiding the junior scientists across India, the medical students, both undergrads and postgraduate, the faculty members and the guides who are here, the postgraduate students, which will be joining in at 5 p.m., and of course, our dear undergrads. It's a pleasure to be part of the workshop, which is organized in association with ICMR of India on STS programs. Research in healthcare, we know all, is not limited to laboratories or large institutions. Currently, the propagation is to include all, particularly undergraduate, and support their research ideas with such fellowships, which is STS. And basically, they are not just fellowships, but they are a very good support and motivation to take up their ideas. Now, we all know these children, the UG students, they are the future, of course, but they are the ones who are observing carefully the problems which are in the wards. They go to the patient, they take the histories, they see the things happening, and they are more techno-savvy than many of us. So all these things, when you are converting into very focused observations, develop research ideas. Once they agree, or rather they start focusing on a problem and they start discussing among the small groups, very soon a research idea takes place. But unfortunately, this research ideas most of the times confines to that discussion only. It is not getting further momentum where it should be. And many of these ideas I have found are brilliant. If they are put in place, they will really absolve many of the problems which are seen, small problems are seen across the medical um, hospitals and medical boards. So this seminar, I hope so, will help you out not only to identify your research ideas, but convert it into how to, and help you out how to convert it into a research study. So take it properly so that you are able to realize how to set the aims, objectives, how to set the study design, how to involve statistics to prove the evidences more methodically, and finally have how to conclude with limitations so that in real life, when you are able to apply it, you also know what more can be done tomorrow. So with this, I really congratulate Suchita madam and thanks Saurav sir once again that you have taken such a wonderful initiative. The PG dissertation also, like, they are meant to, once when we are PG students, Suchita madam, it was meant to train us on research methodologies. But now I am thinking that it's not only training about in research methodology, it is more about now career orientations, actually, because the way the knowledge is getting generated, these all students have to participate in tomorrow's evidence-based medicine, and they will be needed to participate with lot of sort of support, which is actually developing, generate the knowledge, validate the knowledge, and continue with the practice which is ever evolving. So this, their dissertation is like much more important than what it was in our era. So best wishes to all the students, 500 plus students are participating. It's amazing. and more than 200 or nearly 200 for PGs. So nearly 750 students are there. So congratulations to each one of you. And I hope so you will have a very good learning during next 1 hour each. And I wish you a very happy learning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful welcome address that sets the tone for the session. And delighted to have this session. So I'm sure the MBBS and the PG students are lucky that they're going to hear from the horse's mouth the things related to the both STS as well as Thesis support program. And this will be a great learning for that. Thank you once again, sir, for this. May I now kindly invite Dr. Saurabh Verma, who is the Scientist F, Department of Health Research, and from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, to kindly take the session ahead with first 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock with STS program, and then 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock for the Thesis support program. Over to you, Saurabh.
Good afternoon, madam. Good afternoon, Srivastava sir, and good afternoon to all are my best friends and students. We welcome you from the DHR to on board, and today's presentation is going to be very useful and very fruitful for you. If you have not pen and notebook, kindly take it so you can note down the important points for your future proposal writing. And I'm very thankful to Sujita madam to invite me for such a wonderful webinar to address more than 500 students of STS and near about 300 of the students of PGs. So it will be a great time spending with you all people, and very is going to be very fruitful. Within these 2 hours, we are going to have a very interactive interaction with all of you. My lecture and my presentation is not going to be like a lecture or a presentation. It is just like an interaction with you all people. एंड हम लोग कुछ बस बात करेंगे, आप लोगों से कुछ बताएंगे और उसके बाद फिर आपकी सुनेंगे. वी विल हियर एनी कंफ्यूजन, क्वेश्चंस और इश्यूज, व्हाटएवर यू हैव, and we will take out the solutions. Sometimes it happens that we have the ready-made solutions of your problems or issues, and sometimes it may happens that you may have new questions, new ideas, where we also feel encouraged and motivate to bring the reforms in our guidelines in our courses. So we can start by sharing our presentation. Next slide, please. This is our DHR website, where all the students can click the downloads, where you can find our DHR HRD guidelines. And in that, you have all the 15 programs of DHR, their terms and conditions, their finance support, their eligibility, whatever you want to know about the course or the program, it is all there. And my request is to all my students that kindly go through these guidelines and go through these frequently asked questions, which is already on the website. Because without going to guidelines and frequently asked questions, you start to ask the same question and the same thing which is already we have given for your ease. So firstly, go through that, and after reading it, if you have any questions, so that will bring a new thing or new questions to us, and we will try to make a reforms in the guidelines or program. Next slide, please. This is one slide just telling you about the program, short-term studentship. This is for MBBS and BDS student, strictly for first and second year. Most of the third year students also ask why it is not started for the third year and fourth year students. So the basic reason is that this program is for 3 years. It means you have to conduct research 2 months for every year. The total number of months you have to give to the research, your summer vacations, is 6 months. So because it is with the due respect and with the due permission of the competent authority, it is for 3 years. So if the student who is in the third year of MBBS or BDS, if he participate, then at the end of the third year, before the completion of the project or before the submission of the final report, he will be out of the hospital. So due to this, we have restricted it to first and second year students. And before it was the course was not for 3 years up to 2023. It was for 1 year only. So 2 months were given during that time for the conduct of the research. And we thought that 2 months is not a sufficient or enough time to do or to learn some technique or some preliminary research. So competent authority took a hand, and they said that it should be spread to 3 years, and 2 months per year a student can conduct a research. So that is why it is for the first year and second year students, not for third and fourth year. So approximately we have 2,000 seats per year. And out of these 2,000, 80% of the seats, near about 600, this is for MBBS students, and 20% for BDS students. The actual number will be is determined on the basis of the application received and on the availability of the budget. But it is for sure that we take 2,000 plus students for this course each year. The eligibility is first and second year students, which I have already told you, from any recognized medical and dental colleges. And the guide eligibility is that the guide should be a regular faculty working in the same institute. And it is advisable for the students that they should choose the guide from the same department or from the same institute, so that they can align the field of expertise with the field of expertise of the guide. So both can be on the same platform, and the guide can better guide you on the same subject which you are taking. So tenure is for 6 months. It is for 2 months each year for the 3 years. The financial support is given from the DHR is 60,000 rupees, and it is given in 3 installments. First year, when you submit the concept proposal, we give you 15,000 rupees. And obviously on the basis when your project is passed by the reviewers, in second year, when you submit your interim report at the end of the second year, you get your second installment of 15,000. And in the third year, you get your third installment of 30,000 rupees upon submission of final report. And after that, when your report is reviewed and passed by the reviewers, then you get the last installment 30,000 and the e-certificate. The application and the selection process is totally online, and the review process is also 100% online process. The research concept note is from starting from the proposal to the interim report and the final report is reviewed by the reviewers of the experts of your field. Generally, what happens, because it is an online system, so the computer system has a database of all the experts, their expertise, their field, and your proposal is distributed according to their field of expertise and the subjects. Next slide, please. नेहा जी, मेरे ख्याल से वीडियो बंद कर दीजिए तो So after a brief review of STS, now we can come what is grant writing and how does it matters when you are making your proposal. So grant writing here in your case, STS case, is for just like a proposal writing for your fellowship. Otherwise, there may be different projects like intramural projects, extramural projects, and grant writing may be a very heavy, I can say, for taking the funds of near about 3 to 4 crores or near 8 crores or 15 crores as the ICMR give for the short-term extramural projects, for the intermediate grants, and for the car grants. So the grant writing you can take into 2 parts. One which you write, this is basic proposal, because you are the student of the first year and second year, you don't know how to write a proposal. So you can write very basic proposals. But when we talk about grant writing, it may be a little bit very structured, very well crafted and drafted proposal, which is written for taking the grants of it may be for the institutes, it may be for the fellowship, or it may be for the extramural projects or for the intramural projects. So yours once is the basic proposal which you write for taking your fellowship. You are not taking any grants for your research. Any grant for the research is not provided here. Only your fellowship or a stipend is provided. So you are writing that basic research proposal for this stipend or fellowship. So what happens when you are writing a proposal? That is actually starts with the brilliant idea which you have in your brain, and you start to write, or this concept comes on the paper. When it comes on the paper, it is converted into actual funded projects or actual funded proposal, which is ultimately leads to the change of lives of your society people. So whatever the every medical breakthrough you see, whether the development of vaccine or the development of any technology, or the transfer of technology, or the memorandum of understanding between various groups or the various institutes, this all starts from the grant writing or from the writing of a proposal. So this grant writing or the proposal, when you are become mature and when you are become a medical faculty or permanent faculty or temporary faculty somewhere in the medical colleges, so grant writing is also taken as a key metric point to evaluate your research productivity and professional advancements and for the growth. So generally your promotion is based how many projects you have, how much grant you have in crores, how many students you have, whether PhD you are guiding, or STS how many students you are guiding. So this is taken as a very important point when you are become a scientist or when you are become a doctor in any research institutes. So grant writing and the proposal writing also is written to address the critical health problems. This is the question starts, why you are writing. So your ultimate goal is to address the health problems of your country and the world. So when you start with the action taken on these grant writing or proposal writing, you do a rigorous research which is needed to develop a evidence-based solution to the problems. So you have to find out the research interest, in which field you have an interest, what is the topic you have chosen, whether you have chosen a communicable disease, non-communicable disease, whether you want to develop a vaccine, whether you wanted to develop some therapeutics, or you want to do traditional medicine. So in different fields, you have to make this grant or proposal in such a way that starts with finding a problem. So that problem should be correlate with the global health challenges or your country health challenges, which is on the top of the list. Suppose you are a student and there are you have a list of diseases from top 1 to 10, and one of the students comes and writing a research grant or a research proposal on the disease or the global challenge or your country challenge or the health challenge, which is on the top or the first number or the second number. And then another student comes who is interested in writing the grant writing or the proposal, which is on the 10th number. So 10th number health challenge is not the priority of is not in the priority list of the global list or your country list. So obviously the reviewers will first start to find कि यार हमारे देश में या globally which is the problem which is on the high at a high score. So when you are writing a research proposal or a grant writing on the health challenges which is on the top, then it is 80 to 90% chances that your proposal or the grant may be passed. So please do not try to find out health challenges which is very which is top on the bottom list, or the country is not looking or the world is not looking as of now for that. Suppose at the time of COVID, many people who were doing non-communicable diseases research were jumped into the COVID and their proposals were accepted. But as of now, today, if you start writing on the proposal, any proposal on the COVID, will it be taken or accepted wholeheartedly? So obviously the reviewer will say, अरे यार कोविड का तो कोई अभी पेशेंट या कोई वो मिलता नहीं है, बहुत कम हो गए हैं, कुछ है नहीं, एक आदि आता होगा. Why this person is writing on such a health challenge which is already taken care of by the country or the world? तो वो उसको उठा के अलग रख देंगे, वो उसको लेंगे. So try to find out that health challenge which is the top priority of our funding agencies, which is the top priorities of your country, which is the top priority of the world. So the grant writing also enables you to address critical social health challenges. Next slide, please. What is the research funding reality now? This is the you can say it is the good news that billions of dollars are invested annually in biomedical research, and there are various funding agencies which are powering the funds like ICMR, DST, DBT. There are international agencies like Wellcome Trust, Bill Gates foundations, and Reliance foundations also. So only you can see that 10 to 25% of the proposals or the grants are accepted, while 75 to 90% of the proposals submitted are not funded on the first submission. So it is don't be disheartened that if you are submitting your proposal very first time, so you may get some of the comments from the proposal from the reviewers that you modify your proposal and resubmit it. You improvise your proposal and you resubmit it. And it may be possible that when you submit it second time or the third time, after taking care of the reviewers' questions and addressing their solutions of these questions, so this may be accepted second time or the third time. So because it is very highly competitive and strong grant writing or the proposal is directly determines who will get the funds. So be careful when you are writing the research proposal, and we will discuss in very detail how we can write a good research proposal. So you will have to first find out very clear, compelling research question, and you have to put very rigorous methodology to validate it, and you will have to be develop the evidence of feasibility, and genuine innovation should be there. Only then you can impress the reviewers and the experts of your field. Next slide, please. Nehaji. Now comes to the types of grants. How many types of grants are there? There may be research project grants, which is generally we write traditionally, which is hypothesis driven, and it is written for near about 2 to 3 or 5 years period. There may be career development award designed for researchers at an early stage, which is for postdoctoral fellows or the early career investigator or the seed grant when the faculty just joined the institute, and there may be various programs of the various funding agency in which they say if you have joined any of the institute within 1 year to 3 years, then you can write a proposal for the seed grants. So they give the seed grants to start their lab or to take or purchase the basic equipments to develop a lab, so they can conduct a good research in the future. And after that, they can write a strong grant for having more funding like of 3 crores, 5 crores, 8 crores, 10 crores, or 15 crores. So program projects grants or center grants may be larger grants which support the multidisciplinary research programs with multiple principal investigators. And these are the big projects about which I was talking. At ICMR gives small grant fundings up to 3 crores to 5 crores, and intermediate grants, which is 5+ crores, and car grant, which is above 10 crores to 15 crores. So these are the large grants. And there may be fellowship grants. This is for you. This is for STS, and this is for postdoctoral fellows, where fellowship is given, and some of the portion of the grant in case of postdoctoral fellowship or women scientists, some of the portion of the grant or the funding is given for their research consumables or non-consumables. But in case of STS, whatever the money you get is for the stipend and for the fellowship. You don't get any research grant for your to start any consumables or equipments, because in which hospital you are working, it is clearly written in the guidelines that lab would provide all your basic facilities, all the lab facilities, equipments, consumables from their own grants or whatever the money they get from the institute or the hospital. So that is why you only get the fellowship, which is for the students only. Next slide, please. Some grants are the training grants, which is given to institutes where they develop their research, conduct research, and they give a training, like our workshop grants, in which we give 10 lakhs of rupees, and they organize workshop and they train new people, new students, new faculties, new researchers for the any technique or technology they have for providing the training. There may be grants for infrastructure and core facility grants, which is given for developing the infrastructure in any hospitals or the research institute to support the development of research resources. There may be grants of translational research grants, in which your basic research findings is converted into clinical applications, or there may be some you develop any of the vaccine or any of the things, memorandum of understanding is signed. So some of the grants given for that purpose. Finally, the implementation and health system grant supports research on how to strengthen your health system and how to implement evidence-based intervention and how to evaluate the health policy. Next slide, please. Who are the major funding sources in India? If you see the DHR, Department of Health Research, ICMR, Department of Science and Technology, which funds for fundamental and applied research, DBT, Department of Biotechnology. This is specifically supports biotechnology applications and the research, including those in health sectors. ICSSR, the Indian Council of Social Science Research, which is given for fund health policy and social science research on health. There may be international funding agencies like WHO, Gates Foundation, Wellcome Trust, and other funding research in India, which focuses on various health challenges and biomedical health research. Next slide, please. Now coming on, when you have any idea in your brain, then it has to be converted on the paper in the form of a proposal. So how will you start to write a proposal? The proposal is started with writing a good title. So how should be your title? A good title should be short, very accurate, concise, and it should be around 25 words. It may be plus minus 2 or 3 words, but it should not be like a storytelling in your title. Do not try to stuff your title with all these things that you are trying to describe in your proposal. So it should be very precise and concise, very sharp. So your central objectives and variables may be defined. For example, effect of, if you are taking any drug, anything, so that is intervention or it is a factor in your study. On means on what is the sample on which you are going to use. It may be in vitro, it may be in vivo, in which of the disease, it may be a disease or a population. So you will have to find out which of the population in which of the area or which of the disease you are going to work for improving outcome. So you can design your title. This is an example of how to write a very concise and precise and very sharp title. And now I am giving this as an example, filling these brackets with evaluation of CRISPR-Cas loaded biometric nanoparticle. Now this is an interventional. in case of above example, in which in the bracket it is written intervention or factor. In this case, your factor or intervention is your CRISPR case loaded biometric nanoparticles. For what purpose? On what you are going to use? You are going to use on tumor microenvironment for reprogramming and enhancement of therapeutic efficacy. So here you want to tell that you are taking the intervention of Cas9 loaded biometric nanoparticles. You are using your samples. This is tumor microenvironment. This may be tumor samples, which may be in vitro or in vivo. And on which disease you are going to do? On the tumor or the cancer you are going to do. And what is the outcome? This is the for therapeutic efficacy in colorectal cancer. So you have defined completely that you are going to work on a colorectal cancer, which is an experimental study. And the purpose of doing it for microenvironment reprogramming and enhancement of therapeutic efficacy. And your samples are the tumor samples of the colorectal cancer. And the intervention which you are taking, that will be a CRISPR-Cas loaded biometric nanoparticles. So this type of title is completely defined, and it is going to tell the reviewer that what you are going to do. Just like a prastavna or a preface is written in the book, by reading of which you can clearly know किताब के अंदर क्या मजमून लिखा होगा. So what is written in the book, you can clearly and easily know by reading the prastavna or the preface of the book. So title is the face of a person, on seeing of which you can define the whole personality of a person. So take care of this, that your title of the proposal should be very clear, concise, precise, and should define what you are going to do in your proposal. Next slide, please. Now coming on the project summary, this summary is very important because the reviewers are very much busy. So they don't like to go through 9 or 10 pages of the proposal. They want to take the idea by taking your title and by taking your project summary. It may be a paragraph, it may be a 2-3 paragraphs, it may be a 1-page summary of the proposal. So many reviewers try to focus primarily on 2 to 3 paragraphs of the your summary. So if they like that there is something interesting in the proposal, they will try to read it. So you have to write your project summary in that way that you have to spark the interest of the reviewer. Suppose if I am giving you a book which is about a general realities about the life around you, and I am giving you the book which is about the time sources, some fiction, some universe, or some hero who is challenging the villains. So that will be more interesting. And by just seeing the title of the film or the title of the book, if you find it is यार ये तो मेरे पसंद का टाइटल है, या आप किसी किताब की दुकान पे जाते हैं, so when you go to any book shop, so you try to find out the book which sparks your interest by seeing the title of the book only. So you don't read the book, you complete book, just you buy the book by after seeing the title of the book. So you have to make a summary or the title of your proposal that should spark the interest of the reviewers, and he should feel that yes, I can go ahead for reading this proposal or this grant writing proposal, that interest and that suits to global challenges or the present health challenges of my country. So the project summary, as I told you, is just like a hook. So you have to hook the reviewer that what you are going to study. Why does it matter you to study this? How will you do it? And what is the expected impact? So in your summary, you tell to the reviewer that what you are going to do, on which of the disease you are going to work, and what is the innovation and the novel in your study, which obviously will spark his interest. And you have to connect it, why it is important for you, what is the rationale of your proposal, why it is important for you to write this proposal, and how will you do it, little bit methodology in a few lines, and your outcome, your expected outcome, and the significance of the proposal should be very clearly defined. And if you write the translational impact on the health of the society, that will be more and more attractive. And obviously, the reviewer, after reading it, will try to go to the whole of the detailed proposal. So it should be very much clear and compelling for a diverse audience. Do not try to choose that if you are in ophthalmology, if you are in gastroenterology. So just try to feel that if you are writing your proposal in ophthalmology, a gastroenterology doctor should also feel interesting. यार ये क्या करने जा रहे हैं, यार क्या ये नई चीज करने जा रहे हैं ophthalmology में, जरा मैं भी पढ़ लूं. So you will have to spark, or you have to give that pinch of interest in the reviewers of having different expertise. So आप जब proposal लिखें तो ऐसा लिखें कि मैं ऐसी जनता के लिए लिखने जा रहा हूं. I am writing this proposal for such an audience जो कि कुछ भी अगर देखेगी तो उसको एक इंटरेस्ट आएगा कि यार आंखों में या आंतों में या कोविड में या किसी कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज या नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज में ऐसा कुछ ये क्या करने जा रहे हैं यार. मुझको भी जानना चाहिए कि ऐसा क्या होने जा रहा है आसपास, ऐसा क्या अर्थ शेकिंग एंड रिमार्केबली करने जा रहे हैं. सो यू विल हैव टू राइट your proposal in such a way that should cover a diverse audience, not for particular audiences. So reviewer may be because you don't know that your reviewer is a basic scientist or a clinician or a epidemiologist or a health policy expert. So when you have this in your mind that I am writing my proposal, which may go to the basic scientist or a clinician or epidemiologist, it should affect all these experts, all these people who are having a different field of expertise, although not my field. But my proposal should be in such a generalized way that it should give such an impression that reviewer should feel very much interest to open pages by pages of your proposal. Next slide, please. So coming on the background and the significance or the introduction, after summary, you write your background. Why you write your background? You write your background because you have to give the current state of knowledge comprehensively to the reviewers. What has been done in my field, what has been done on the disease which I have chosen. Suppose you have chosen cancer, in cancer, if you have chosen colorectal cancer. So what is the research which is already being done in colorectal cancer, and try to find out the research gap and whatever the key findings has been done. Even after doing this or after doing such a rigorous research, there are some gaps still which are still need to be filled. So in your introduction, you need to tell this. You need to tell why it is crucial to take this study, because when you write your background, you tell the history of the disease, you tell the gaps of the disease, then you tell why I am taking, or what is the purpose or what is the importance of taking this research for me. So this is your rationale, and you may write the rationale of your study in the background section, or you may write, because I generally suggest you write with it is a separate subheading. What is the rationale? You clearly define in 1 or 2, 3 lines why it is important for you to take up this study. Why this research matters for you. What is the disease burden? You will have to define how many people are going to affect, what are the mortality rates, what is the health disparities, and use concrete epidemiological data to validate it. Just don't write it that this is I have written. You should give the proof of it with the your references, that such and such people et al. Into 2020 has given that they have done this type of work. And this is just not an interesting research question, but it should affect the public health. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि you are doing some work और उसके बाद क्या होगा, आई विल पब्लिश ए पेपर एंड देन फाइन, उसमें होना क्या है? नहीं, ultimately it has to be a beneficial for the public health. So you will have to spark your interest that when I am doing this research ultimately goal is going to the society, to the marginal people, or you are going to give a some cost effective remedy or treatment, or you are developing some technology, or you are going to give a translational research which is going to convert into clinical practice. So this should be there in your background, your rational, your hypothesis. Suppose if you are going to apply for ICMR, so always try to write a research proposal according to the funding agency, because different funding agency may have different focuses. DBT has different focus, DST has different focus, ICMR and DHR has different focus. So firstly, try to go to their website, go to the details of their website, and try to find out what is the goal of my funding agency, with whom I am going to write your proposal for the grant or for taking the funds. Next slide, please. If you are applying for DST, you should keep in mind that DST focuses on innovation and how your research involves innovative ideas. So your proposal alignment should be just according to the funding agencies. So always think of the background section, try to find out the logical foundations in your proposal. If your foundation is very much strong and very much sparking, then obviously you can articulate the reviewers, and they will have generate the interest to see or to read the whole proposal or the detailed proposal. Next slide, please. Now coming on to the specific aims. Your aim are the core, because your aims are going to tell what you are going to do in your study. So you have an idea, you have identified the problem. On that problem, you have completed your title, you have some hypothesis, you have written your rationale or and also the background. Now you are going to write your specific aim. For example, I am taking, firstly write a generalized aim. Generalized aim means, suppose if I am going or choosing or writing a proposal of the on traditional medicine, and I am choosing 10 plants, plant 1, plant 2, plant 3, plant 4, up to plant 10, and I want to see by extracting out their alcoholic, hydroalcoholic extract and aqueous extract, to see their effects on my tumor cell lines, tumor cell line 1, tumor cell line 2, tumor cell line 3 of my disease which I have identified, which is a colorectal cancer. So I will write firstly my aim, that my aim is to evaluate the therapeutic efficacy of the plants, this plant 1 to 10, to see the effect on colorectal cancer. So this is generalized one aim. Now after that, you have to write the specific aims. Specific aim 1, specific aim 2, specific aim 3. What you will write in specific aim? Specific aim 1 will be that I will my objective, my first hypothesis is that when I will take out or extract from all these 10 plants, I will see their therapeutic efficacy or check their active biological components through in silico method. This is your specific objective 1. Now coming on to the specific objective 2. Your specific objective 2 will be that once from the objective 1, I will have a lead that my 15 active biological components are there out of these 10 plants, which are really working, which is told by the computer and their software bioinformatically, then I am going to validate it with the in vitro method by using cell line number 1, by using cell line number 2, and using cell line number 3. This is my specific objective 2. Now coming on to the specific objective 3. My third objective will be to evaluate their therapeutic efficacy of all these extract or the bioactive components which I have extracted in case of objective 1 or validated it by in vitro. Now I am going to test it in vivo method with the help of taking rats in 4 or 5 groups. In each group I will take 10 rats, and with this weight and with this strain, and all these will be tested and validated will be by in vivo method. So what you have done, you have written in your proposal that my generalized aim is that I am taking the extract of 10 plants which I am going to see or evaluate their therapeutic efficacy on colorectal cancer. After that, you have started to define it very specifically that my specific objective 1 is this, my specific objective 2 is this, my specific objective 3 is this. So your reviewer will be able to know that what you are going to do, what is your objective of the study, and it should not be like that you are writing objectives, 9 or 10 objectives. If I'm writing in my research proposal of 6 months, then my reviewer will be very much impressed. No, do not try to go that. Always try to write objectives which are feasible, which you can do in a specified limit of timeline which is given to you, which is for 3 years. And obviously in the 3 years you are not going to conduct a research every day from 8 hours from year 1 to year 3. So obviously you are going to do a research for 2 months. So always write a project in that way, so you can tell your reviewers that yes, this is my specific aim, this is my specific objectives, and I am going to complete within the time limit of 6 months, which is given to me 2 months every year for the 3 years, and that is feasible for me. You write it that it is feasible, because we in the first year I will collect the samples or I will do the survey. In the second year I will go for the investigation or for the lab investigation or for the experimental part, and the third year I will write the final report or the result, and I will do analysis, and I will write a manuscript that will be converted from my research study. So it should be very much within the time limit. It should be feasible, because reviewers know if you are stuffing your proposal with unwanted and unlimited type of objectives and storytelling, that they know they will immediately throw it in the dustbin कि यार ये इस बंदे को तो पता ही नहीं है कि ये काम इतने दिन में हो ही नहीं सकता, जब ये कर ही नहीं पाएगा तो बिना मतलब क्यों ये इतना लंबे लंबे वो छोड़ रहा है. So always try to keep in mind. For example, I have given, we hypothesize that implementation of the community health worker led counseling will reduce postpartum depression scores by 30% in rural women. Here, if you take the example of this specific objective, here you are telling to the reviewer that I am hypothesizing that if we implement this, whatever you are going to do to the community health worker, this type of counseling will reduce this depression scores by 30% in the rural women. So your objectives should be hypothesize driving. So critical point, always try to take in the mind, which I have already told to you, that it should be a feasible and it should be able, you should be able to be complete within the time limit. Don't try, you are ambitious, that is fine, but do not try to be over ambitious in your projects or proposal. So you have to maintain the balance, ambition and feasibility. Next slide, please. While writing your effective specific aims, first, your language should not be unambiguous. So it should be very clear, just like a title or summary I have told you, it should be very concise and precise. Don't make the reviewer to struggle what you are going to too, because you understand your proposal, you have all the things in mind, you have the story in your mind, but reviewer is a very layman for your study. So just treat the reviewer as a layman, as a he's an examiner, but he's a layman for your study. So always try to give the impression that which should be very basic and which should be your language should be very much clear, and he should take it that whatever you are going to do, yes, this is very clearly and very precisely written. For example, we hypothesize that a home-based exercise intervention will reduce fall risk by 25% in the community dwelling older adults aged 65 plus age, and we will test this through a cluster randomized control trials in 10 villages. So here you are completely telling that what is your hypothesis, and you are hypothesize that 25% reduce in the risk of when they fall. The population is very much clear that you are going to select the older adults which are having a age of 65 plus, and you will do it through RCT, and that will be confined to the 10 villages, and you and in your methodology you will obviously will describe this, your 10 villages are belong to this much this state and this zonal area. So everything is clear in your this specific objective. So your objective should be like this. Try to avoid when you are writing whatever it should not be like that you are in a very confused state of mind. Do not try to convey to the reviewers that you are confused about your study. It happens many times when we get the study, we don't find that a person is writing or have done a good homework, and it feels that he is lost somewhere while he's writing their story or proposal. So it should be very specific, and I suggest you, when you are writing your specific objectives, try to write the methodology of that objective just below it. What happens, some people write specific objective 1, specific objective 2, specific objective 3, and after that they try to describe the methodology in a consolidated form, and in which the reviewers is not able to know which of the methodology you are going to use for which of the specific objective. So my suggestion is that when you are writing your objectives, if you are writing specific objective 1, try to write the methodology to try to find the solution of that goal or objective in that methodology, which should be written below objective 1. So generally what I do when I write specific objective 1, and just below that I write the study plan for objective 1. So it is very much clear for a reviewer that if I'm writing for objective 1, then the methodology is just below it, and it is clearly written in the subheading that this is the methodology for objective 2. When I'm writing a specific objective 2, just below it there is a methodology for objective 2. When I'm writing a specific objective 3, the methodology is given just below it for specific objective 3. So reviewer is very much clear about your methodologies, which you are going to use for which of the respective specific objective. So always try to write in that way. Next slide, please. How you should design your study or the methodology part. So always try to define and demonstrate the scientific rigor and the feasibility of that methodology. Reviewers want to see some of the main parts of your proposal, which are just by taking the title, they try to find out what is written in the proposal. Summary is the important part, and after that they just go through the objective, what are the objectives, and whether you are going to use a very correct or accurate methodology for these objectives or not. Suppose if you have chosen project 1, which is for gastroenterology or which is for ophthalmology, but you are choosing a methodology flow cytometer which tells you about the expression of certain biomarkers. So here in ophthalmology or gastroenterology, for example, just I am taking an example where you have to test some of the things or the intervention of the drug. There is no work of seeing the expression of biomarkers, but you are including that methodology part or you are including that equipment which is not suitable for that purpose, then obviously it brings down the interest of reviewer that this person doesn't know which methodology or precise methodology should be used for which of the objective. So you should be very sound and you should be very much able to know that yes, these are my objectives. And when you are going to choose the methodology, it should be aligned with your proposal. And suppose, for example, when you are taking a randomized control trial, it should be very much clear why you are taking RCT in place of or instead of observational study or longitudinal study. Why qualitative research instead of quantitative you are choosing. Your design choice should be clearly justified by the research questions. So, as a next step, describe the study population in your methodology clearly. As I told you in one of the example in the previous slide, your study population was the adult people who are above the age of 65 years. So your population, whether it is a kid, whether it is a woman, whether it is a adult of old people, whether it is a young people, if they are young or old, what is their age range. If you are taking the age range, suppose you are taking the young people, so you can describe the age range from 30 to 45 years. If you are taking old people, you can take a 60 to 70 years. So it should be very much clear on whom you are going to study. What are your inclusion or exclusion criteria? So be specific that on the basis of this, I am going to include this population or these my samples, and on the basis of this, I am going to exclude these type of samples or the population or the people. So if you are studying women in the postmortem depression, specify the age range, specify the postmortem time frame, specify their exclusion or inclusion criteria. Your language should be very much clear. As a next step, now you should describe your what should be your methodology for the recruitment and what should be the methodology and hook for you to for the retention of the people, because it is very much challenging and difficult when you are going on the study on some population, then people do not come for the follow-up, and it is very difficult and challenging to take or the follow up from all these people on which you are working. So, where you are recruiting the participant, how will you reach them? What will you keep the participant to engage throughout your study? This should be, if it is written in your methodology, it will be a big boon for your proposal. So always try to include all these things. And if you are noting it down, so that is good. Please note it down all these things, because it is these are the tips on the basis of which you are going to impress the reviewers. Next slide, please. Describe the instrument which you are going to use for collecting the data. Always validate these instruments that yes, on the previous study or somebody has used these equipments for such type of study. So this improves the quality of your data when you are completely aligning that or you are giving an example that in the such and previous studies these type of instrument are used in such type of study which I am going to do. So it gives an idea to the reviewers that you have already done your homework and you know the things. So if you are going to do a randomized trial, how will you account for a cluster design? That should be clear. How you are going to handle a missing data? What are your primary and secondary analysis? Be specific in that, and it should be described in your methodology. Provide sample size justification. Many people I have seen that they do not describe the sample size. How many participants do you need? Write your clear number. Why you need such a number only? Why you need large number? Why you need the smaller number or short of this population? So it should be clearly defined that why you are taking this number only, because it will be based on your sample size and your calculation. So you should give your calculation in your proposal that I have calculated this. This is my sample size. That is why I have choose this number of participant for my study, and how this study is going to affect or affect your this specific number of population. Always describe your quality assurance and data quality assurance. Suppose if you are taking samples from some other hospitals or from the place which is not your host institute. So from there, and if you are going to going to do genomic studies, so you will have to take care of for the quality of the DNA and RNA, which is going to be during the travel or during the transfer from that hospital to your hospital, it is going to be deteriorated. So how you are taking going to care of that, your samples and your data, your everything, it should be clearly defined, because reviewers want to check whether you are taking the quality control or you know about the quality control. Because suppose if you are very much ambitious and if you are going to do the genomic study or the proteomic or other studies in which your DNA or RNA or proteins are required, so obviously by the time the quality of these material is deteriorated. So if you are not defining it, the reviewer take it, you don't know that your samples will not be properly reached to you. So how will you do it if the things or the samples are not reaching to you in a full in a complete form? So how you will be barehanded or you will be empty-handed ultimately, and you will going to get nothing. So describe this quality assurance and quality measures which you are going to tell, because ultimately the reviewer is very much interested to know about whatever the quality things or benefits you are taking. So always plan for the safety monitoring. If your study involves any risk to participant, whether it may be a physical risk, it may be a psychological risk, or it may be a social risk, that it should be clearly defined in your methodology that these type of challenges or these type of risks is to my population, and by using this methodology, I am going to protect my participant safely. So your population may be vulnerable or may not be vulnerable, but when your population is vulnerable, you should clearly tell that I am going to protect my population by using these methods, and I am taking extra mile to protect my samples or the population. So always address your potential problems and mitigation strategies. Your every study faces challenges that cannot be happen that you are the superhuman beings or your study is a super one. You will not face any challenge. You are going to face the challenges, and you will have to tell this, yes, that maybe the 1 2 3 are my challenges, which may be on population size, which may be on the sample, and I am going to take these are the solutions, and I will take or address my these problems or the challenges by this way. That should be written in your methodology. Next slide, please. It is a very important part, the innovation and the originality in your proposal. Generally, I write it as a separate subheading, where you are writing when you are describe your title, when you write your summary and background. Below it, I generally write the rationale, why I am choosing this study, what is my hypothesis, why I hypothesize, and what is the research gaps which I am going to fill. And just below it, I write what is the innovation, whatever I am hypothesizing, what is the innovation and the originality in that hypothesis. So studying a research question that is not being studied before, that may be a novelty in your proposal. It may be possible that no one has seen that specific objective or the research gap which you are going to fill. Or suppose there may be a methodological approach to an existing research question that may also be an innovation. A person has already done something, or some has seen some biomarker expression in some of the disease, and if you are seeing with the help of some very refined and very novel type of machine, then it may be possible that you may get a very different result from your previous studies. So if you are going to use a different methodological approach to an existing research question, it may also be an innovation. If you are using a very specific innovative technology, or you are using a new analytical methods, it may also be innovation. So if you are applying new frameworks or models, or you are taking a new model, suppose someone has done a work in in vitro model, in vivo model, but now you are going or to address the research question by using 3D models. So now it is new things which will tell you something new. It may tell you something new. So that is why it is also innovative or new things. So be specific about your innovations. Whatever the claim you are going to do, don't try to make it as a groundbreaking or the earth-shaking research. Try to make it as a simple innovative research. Yes, I am going to use this innovative technology, that is why innovative, or I am going to use this innovative methodology, that is why is innovative, or I am going to very use to innovative or measurement technology, that is why is innovative, or ultimately overall you are going to address a research question with a new way, that may be innovation. Next slide, please. Ultimately, reviewer wants to know what is the impact of your study and what is the expected outcome of your study. So in the last, you write it how your research will advance scientific knowledge and understanding. It may be possible that you may come up with some advanced technology. It may be possible that you may come up with some equipment innovation, just like developing a biosensor. It may be possible that you are going to generate some knowledge, some new innovative knowledge for the dissemination, which may be a impact or the expected outcome. So these are the things which may be expected outcomes. What the people are going to learn from your research. Will it able to fill your knowledge gap or the research gap? Will the challenges of the existing problems are going to generate a preliminary data for larger studies or for the further studies which you will going to take up after finishing this proposal? So your impact and expected outcome should not be with a dead end. It should come out, yes, it is ending here with this. If suppose you are coming up with some technology or innovative thing, that is fine. But if you are not coming with some innovative technology or advancement or some knowledge, you can show it that whatever I am going to get, it is a lead which is going to be a very important foundation for my larger grant funding or the research proposal which I take up for 5 years, for the next 5 years, when I will finish and convert it into the manuscript or the publication. So also try to address what is the clinical and public health impact of my study. How will my findings address the clinical practice? Whatever the practice, whether this clinical practice will change after adapting my outcomes or the results. How your findings may inform the health policies or address the health policies. For public health research, what's the population level impact, whether you are going to impact on the larger number of population or shorter or middle. It is not a matter of embarrassing if you are going to impact on the short number of or a small number of population or the number of people. Whatever the innovative idea you have, if you are going to get, or the greater outcome you are taking it out, even if it is on the smaller number of peoples, doesn't matter. So don't feel embarrassed about that. Your findings may be in the form of that you are scaling up or implementing it in the real world health system. Your findings may be in the form of implementing the to strengthen the existing health systems, or your outcomes or impact may have a role in some health policy. So you will have to show the direction to the reviewer that when I am going to end my study here, this is the vision I have for the next 4 and 5 years. So it will give you a continuity of the research project, your proposal or project, that this person is just not writing a grant or the proposal just for ending it. वो कहते हैं काम चलाऊ टाइप 3 साल के लिए लिख दिया या 2 साल के लिए लिख दिया, उसके बाद तो काम खत्म, एक पब्लिकेशन आ जाएगा, फिर उसके बाद क्या करना है वो देखेंगे। नहीं, यू हैव टू शो ए विजन कि आपका एक लॉन्गर विजन था, and for that longer vision, it is the first step. After finishing this step, you are going to take a second step or the second leap for this longer vision or time period vision. So don't leave this thing on the reviewers to guess about your impact, that he should अरे वही वो रिव्यूअर है वही कर लेगा, वही देख लेंगे अपने आप, वो समझ जाएंगे ना मेरी इतना मैंने लिख दिया तो उनको समझ में ही आ जाएगा। नहीं, यू हैव टू राइट इट कि आपका क्या होने जा रहा है, इस आउटकम से किस किस चीज पे इम्पैक्ट होने वाला है, क्या पॉपुलेशन पे, हेल्थ पॉलिसी पे, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ क्लिनिकल हेल्थ रिसर्च पे, जो एग्जिस्टिंग क्लिनिकल हेल्थ रिसर्च है क्या उसके इंप्रूवमेंट के लिए। सो यू हैव टू बी वेरी क्लियर एंड शार्प विजन अबाउट योर स्टडी कि लॉन्ग विजन तो है मेरा, बट अभी मैं 2 साल के अंदर या 3 साल के अंदर आई कैन डू दिस पार्ट ओनली, एंड आफ्टर दैट आई हैव टू अडॉप्ट द लॉन्गर विजन बाय सेकंड स्टेप, और फिर थर्ड स्टेप में ये हो सकता है। तो इसको एक लॉन्गर विजन भी दिखाओ रिव्यूअर को। सो दैट वुड बी ए ग्रेट थिंग फॉर द सिलेक्शन ऑफ योर प्रपोजल एंड द ग्रांट्स, बिकॉज जब रिव्यूअर को ये पता लगता है कि आप ऐसे ही काम के लिए ग्रांट नहीं लिख रहे हो कि चलो यार मैं आ गया कोई स्टाइपेंड के लिए लिख दिया जस्ट फॉर टेकिंग द ग्रांट्स क्योंकि मेरा प्रमोशन होना है इसलिए लिख दिया, बट यू हैव ए लॉन्गर विजन कि मैंने यार करना तो ये है लेकिन अभी मैं स्टेप बाय स्टेप करूंगा और मेरा ये स्टेप पहले जब खत्म हो जाएगा देन आई विल कम टू द सेकंड स्टेप। सो दैट शुड बी द थिंग्स व्हिच शुड कम आउट इन योर प्रपोजल। सो रिव्यूअर शुड गेट इट that yes, this person has longer time vision. Next slide, please. You should clearly write the team qualification and expertise. Who is the PI? That may be not in the that is generally in the form of large grants, but in case of STS grant, you are the main principal investigator. The student is the main principal investigator because he is writing, and the guide is for the help. So we generally inculcate the basic ideas and the basic practices of research to these new students of first and second year. So when there is a principal investigator, clearly write about the qualification, what is the publication record, what is the track record of grant writing of funding, how many projects they have completed, and if they are taking this project, so how they are going to complete it, with whom they are going to collaborate it. The institute name of the collaborator should be clearly written. The name of the collaborator and their qualification should be clearly written. Co-investigator should be clearly written and their role should be clearly defined. It should not be that you are writing 5 co-investigators, 1 principal investigator, and reviewers doesn't know what is the role of the co-investigator. So the role of co-investigator should be very specific in front of each co-investigator. Yes, this is the, suppose for example, if I am doing work on traditional medicine, the example which I have taken initially, that I am going to work on the 10 plants, I am going to take the extract, but I don't have a machine to take out the extract. So I am planning to collaborate it with the NIPER, Chandigarh, because they have a very good machines, very good equipments to take out the extract of the plant. They can do it early and the purity is very much 99%, 99.9%. So when I'm writing my proposal, I will write person X has a expertise of taking out the extraction of plants because he has done so and so grant writings or the proposals which were based which were based on the traditional medicine, and he has already done this work, and that is why I am collaborating with this investigator. The second part is suppose you have not a facility of in vitro cell culture room. So you are collaborating with somebody with other medical college, with some other research institute, which has this in vitro and in vivo facilities. So when you are collaborating with them, clearly write that this person is my collaborator, and this person is going to take the in vitro facility work, and this person is going to take the in vivo work, because they have a good facility, you may not have, but it doesn't mean that you should kill your idea. You may have idea, you may have a good research proposal or the grant writing proposal, then you can collaborate it with the many people who have these facilities, and from there you can learn many new things. If you are not having a culture room, then you can learn how the in vitro facilities utilized, how in vivo facilities utilized. There may be various things around to do the experiments, how it is conducted ethically. So you in that way you get the things to, how to learn all these which are related with your proposal and your proposal related work. So you may also define your team in the form of project coordinators. There may be data managers, there may be field staff, and what is their qualification, whether they have done this type of work or they are completely new, what is their relevant experience, what is for suppose you have a vulnerable population. So do you have a team members who speak relevant languages and can talk in a local bhasha, local languages to the relevant communities to take out the maximum output from your proposal. So these team qualification or expertise should be clearly defined. Include, if you are taking any consultant, then you should clearly define that this is the expertise of this consultant. It may be a health economics, and perhaps he's doing a cost effectiveness analysis, or he may be a community advisory board member, he may be a public health expert. So there may be different people, and you can write that this is the principal investigator, these are the co-investigators, these are the students, JRF, how many JRF, SRF. I'm generalized in the way I'm talking about. It is not possible in the form of STS grant. But when you are writing any grant, the basic fundamentals of writing any grant or proposal is the same. So when you will take a big proposal to write, there you can write the these things comes principal investigator and various co-investigators. But in your STS proposal, there are only you are investigator, and you only give a reference of your guide. Yes, your guide belongs to this procedure. So it is not applicable to your STS proposal. But I am taking for the knowledge or telling you to for the knowledge when your guide are taking any big project or any big grants. So this may should be included in your grants. Your letter of commitment should be from collaborators and co-investigators. These letter indicates that they are generally committed to the research. Yes, I am going to do this research. And many many principal investigator take the official letter from the co-investigators or the co-PIs, because it gives a foundation to them that yes, they are now officially connected and related with these proposal and grants, and they have to contribute. Next slide, please. The preliminary data, if you have, this may be your stronger asset. Suppose you are taking, if you have a preliminary data of your studies, this this is a very strong support for you for writing a grant, because there you write that this data I have already generated, or on the basis of this lead and data generation, now I am going to write this proposal. That is why a reviewer does not put or break his head, because he knows that something you have already generated, something rational, and whatever the hypothesis you have generated with a preliminary study, and now you are going to validate it, and now you are going to prove it in a large way, large form. So this may be a great asset and strong support for you. So my recommendation will be, if possible, invest time in generating preliminary data before writing any proposal or any grant. It may be small, but if you have already done a pilot study, it will be a great support and a boon for bringing a large grant for you. Next slide, please. Budget preparation, this is a very important part. In STS, even it is not required. But if you are going to do use any consumables or any equipments, so you may write that this requires this much budget, and your department has already has taken or trying to try to take it, or already have some tender floated the tenders from jam or out of jam. You are taking these things. So reviewer can know whatever the equipments or the facilities you have already in your lab, or you are going to acquire it within the shorter period of time when your proposal is going to be ethically approved. Till that time, you will get all your equipments or all these things which are required for your research. Next slide, please. Thank you. Perhaps I have taken 15 or 20 minutes more for STS. So now we can take up the questions which the people have.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we can take up the questions. In the screen, can you see there is a question come from Aftab Ahmed, which says that should observational studies also have hypothesis?
This is not visible, madam.
Okay, so I'm just reading out the question. I'll request if Ravi has picked up the questions from both the places and if you can share the screen. But by the time I just mentioned that should observational studies also have hypothesis is a question from Aftab Ahmed.
Yes.
Okay. So, Dr. Ratna, thesis support program is about to begin. We are just ending the STS workshop. Dr. Gauri, we are ending the STS workshop. Do you have any questions? Please feel free to post it in the chat box or in the Q&A.
One of the questions are provide formats for interim reports and final reports for STS ICMR projects so that same can be sent to DHR ICMR. So, my dear students, the basic structure which I have told to you in your report, two things to be added. I have told to you the basic structure of the proposal. So, the same things will be in your report. Two more things will be added: your results and your analysis part and conclusion and the discussion which you will write in your report. So I am taking example side by side. Suppose you are writing a proposal. So you are writing a title, you are writing a summary, you are writing the introduction, you are writing the rationale of your proposal, you are writing what is your hypothesis, you are writing the novelty of the project or the proposal, you are writing the methodology, and in the last you describe the expected outcome. Here there is no result, here there is no analysis, because you have not started your work yet. So when it will be started, this part will be added to your report. So now your report will have the title, your report will have the complete summary, your report will have the review of the literature, your introduction, your report will have the rationale. What was the rationale of your because obviously it is going to the reviewers. So reviewers would like to see at that time. He would not have your proposal in front of them. They would have only your report. So by taking your report, they must be able to know what was your rationale of choosing the proposal or this study. So the rationale should be there. The hypothesis should be there, because they want to know on what hypothesis you have conducted your research. So objective will be there, the methodology will be there on the basis of which you have achieved your goals. Now the new things is added, that is result. On the basis of the research you conducted, the results are added, and after the result you will tell that these are the analysis of my things, whatever the research I have done. The result should be clear with your plots, graphs, and with clear-cut explanations, all these things. It should not be just like a text or written just like a running paras. And after that, you will add a new section, that is the conclusion which you draw from this study, which was not in your proposal, because at that time you were going to submit the proposal, the study was not conducted. So at that time you could not draw the conclusion. So in your report, the conclusion will be there, the discussion part will be there. So now it should be very much clear to you that the 4 sections should be added in your report. That will be result, analysis, conclusion and discussion, and obviously the outcome and impact which you have already described in your proposal, that should also be there in the report.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm just picking up the question from the chat box. There's a question called, can sociological or psychological topics be considered as a good topic for ICMR STS program? I think you should not ask what the question is, you should find out. Or is there any more scope in biochemical investigation and latest biotechnological advancements?
So the answer of the first question, that if your social problem is related with biomedical health research, then it will be well taken. But generally it should be related or address some health challenges or health problem. If it is not addressing, so obviously it will not be taken for the selection. What was your second question, ma'am?
Second question was, sir, or is there more scope in biochemical investigations and latest biotechnological advancements?
If you are taking the latest biotechnology advancement or new techniques, obviously that is good, but it should not be like that your new technology is not at all related to achieve your goals. If you are going to achieve your goals, it should be well connected with your objectives, that with the help of taking this new advancement of technology, I am going to get this result, and with the help of this, I am going to achieve these goals. So reviewer should clearly be to know that yes, if you are taking any new technology, it is perfectly aligned with your objective, but it doesn't mean that if you are taking some old technology, suppose if you are going to choose immunohistochemistry or immunocytology, so it will not be well taken. It will be taken if it is well connected with your proposal, and if you can prove that yes, by taking this technology, I can prove whatever my hypothesis and whatever my rationale.
Thank you so much, sir. So the next question is from Vanshika. She's asking, till what date can we apply for STS?
You can apply, call is already open, so you can apply for the 30th May. If as of now there is no extension date, but perhaps we hope that we will extend it. But until and unless it is notified from the THR, please try to submit your proposal before the deadline to avoid any technical errors and technical jerks.
Thank you so much, sir. There's a question from Pihu asking, is it important to have a validated questionnaire or can I have a novel questionnaire?
You can choose the questionnaire which are relevant to your research question. So if it is novel, if it is totally new, that is fine. If it is validated, that is also fine. Because when reviewer is going to throw your questionnaire, he should take up the idea that yes, your questionnaire is relevant to the research question, because with the help of these questionnaire, you can clearly address your research problem or the research question which you have already taken in your proposal.
Thank you so much. The next question, I think, is the repeat from the question from Q&A, is kind request for various formats. The formats that STS students, once they get selected, are supposed to submit, or while applications, they're expected to submit.
So there are no particular formats. That is why we have given you free hand. But for, as I told to you, proposal and report writing has a generalized format, which is title, summary, introduction, your novelty, hypothesis, your rationale of study, your aim, your specific objectives, and your expected outcome, your discussion, your result, your analysis. This is the very much universal format which you can choose, and it is taken up in all the grant writing, in all the reports. which is written by many of the research institutes or hospitals. So you take these subheadings or headings, you must have noted down perhaps by now. So this is the basic structure from everywhere. No need to divert from it.
Thank you so much. Dr. Verma has been very
And
kind
one thing
enough.
more,
And
one
yes.
thing more. We have for the ease of the students, we have on the website we have a preparing short-term studentship proposal oblique project, so they can see it. This also have a same structure of the title, introduction, objective, methodology, and the word restriction, because title should be around 25 words, introduction may be around 300 words, the objectives should be around 100 words, methodology if it is around 800 words, implication of your study must be around 100 words. It is not that it is confined to these words, it may be some up and down, but if it is written within this confined limit of words, that is fine for the reviewer. And because generally reviewer don't want to go in so much of details of stories and pages of 80 pages or 50 pages, they want to go 5 or 6 pages. So with the help of these words limit, you can try to limit your thing or your research proposal. So it is already on the website. You can take it on the website.
Thank you so much, Dr. Verma ji, for this. I want, for the interest of the students, I wanted to tell you that we also have a YouTube live for this, and we'll share the YouTube link in the chat box in some time. If you have not picked up and written down in your notebook, you can use that to YouTube live to listen again, so that you don't miss out the important things which just now sir said. There's a question from Lavanya Gupta sir asking if a research has not been conducted in a specific population, or there are very few studies have been conducted, will conducting the study in that population be considered a norm?
Yes, it will be considered, but as I told to you, whatever has been done, you will have to find out the research gap and how you are going to fill it up. If it is enough to convince the reviewer, that is fine.
Thank you, sir. And Mool is asking a question: what all should be strictly covered for the interim report?
That I told to you, the basic structure. Interim report will not have the result part. It will not have a conclusion or the discussion part, which is related with the results. In interim report, you can write basic, whatever the basic things I told to you, that you can write your title, your summary, your introduction, your review of the literature, your hypothesis, your novelty, your rationale, your aim, objective, your methodology, and your expected outcome. So in result part, you can in interim report, you can add here the result part, whatever the lab investigation has been done, but the analysis part you can include it in the final report. Because if you will write all these things, the analysis, the result, the discussion, and the outcome in the interim report, there will not be anything to write in the final report. So try to write include the analysis, the conclusion, and the discussion part in the final report, up to the lab investigation on whatever the work you have done to achieve your goals by using the certain methodologies. You can write as a result part, yes, I have completed this part in these 2 years, and now I will in the 3rd year I'm analyzing it with the results. I will draw a certain conclusion.
Thank you so much, sir. There's a question from Vanshika asking, how should I look for a research question, or how do I know that my research question is appropriate?
For this one, because you are 1st year and 2nd year students, your guide must or should help for this. They are doing the research work already. They have a lab, so they will work you out, and when you will discuss with them, they will tell you, yeah, I am working on certain and this diseases. I have done this lot of work on this, but still I am trying to writing a research grant for this, because these are the certain gaps which I feel that should be filled up. So with the help of your peer group, with the help of faculties, with the help of your friends, or either going through the review of the literature, you can find out that this work has been done, but still there may be certain question in your mind, यार इतना ये काम तो कर लिया, ये क्यों नहीं सोचा? तो that may also be a good research question. तो वो भी हो सकता है, वो भी idea हो सकता है.
Thank you so much, sir. In the interest of time, we'll take 2 questions, one from Aurea and another from Zainab, and then we'll go to the thesis support program. All the students who have more questions can type it, and at the end of the session, we'll take it. Aurea has a question, sir. How many times can we apply for ICMR STS program? If we want to conduct 2 short research, can we apply twice, or are we supposed to apply only once for this program?
Liaji,
If the student is selected, you never apply for next time. If he is not selected, suppose that he or she not selected in 2025 batch, she or he can apply for 2021.
what we want to say, if the person has already taken the STS grant, cannot apply for the second grant. If the person has already applied for the grant but failed, not selected, he may apply for the further times, because if suppose first year student है तो उसको एक ही चांस और मिलेगा सेकंड ईयर में जाने के बाद, तो वो सेकंड ईयर में जाने के बाद अप्लाई कर सकता है.
Okay, sir. I hope this was clear to you, Aurea. Now, the last question, sir. Zainab is asking how much percentage of plagiarism and AI content is permissible in STS proposal, as most of the content is present online.
Plagiarism आपका that should be within the limit of 10 to 15%. There may be certain things where you cannot avoid the plagiarism, like your methodology, like your names of the consumables, items, equipments, many things which you cannot avoid. So if your plagiarism is going above 10, then you can write a very much justification with that my plagiarism is going due to these certain reasons, because I am using these names, these words which are already taken up by the literature, which I cannot change. If I try to change that, may deviate the flow of the study or the flow of my proposal. So it is better if you are around 10 to 15 or 20%.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we have taken all the questions. Now we can move to thesis support program. If students have more questions, you can still put in the chat box and we'll come back to you at the end of the session. So can we start with the thesis support program,
Yes,
sir?
we are starting.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
यही वाला.
Ruchita madam, I have some meeting to attend. If you permit me, I will leave. Huh?
Absolutely, yes, sir. Sorry for holding you back, sir.
Not at all. It's okay. It was pleasure. It was very meaningful learning. Also.
Thank you so much. Namaskar and Jai Hind. Thank you.
Now it is visible, madam. PG thesis slides.
No, sir. I think it will get. It is getting shared probably. It's coming.
इसको सेव कर दो, थोड़ा सा सेव कर दो. लिया ये बीच में, हाँ इसी वाला बीच में, हाँ बीच में सेव कर लीजिए इसको डेस्कटॉप. Is it visible, ma'am?
नहीं सर, आपकी ईमेल दिख रहे हैं. हाँ सर, अभी आपको फुल स्क्रीन करने से वो विजिबल हो जाएगी सर.
That is fine.
हाँ सर, perfectly fine sir. Thank you so much.
So welcome PG students. रिया जी बंद कर दीजिए, वीडियो बंद कर दीजिए. So I welcome all these PG thesis program students who joined here. We welcome you. So because I have already taken much time for the STS proposal writing presentation, so I'm starting with the website. Here it is the DHR website, And at the download button, you can download the our guidelines for 15 programs, in which it is included the STS and PG thesis already included. So from where you can know about the financial support, eligibility criteria, terms and conditions. We have already on the website frequently asked question also, which you generally ask. So the answers of these questions are already on the website. So just go through these guidelines, frequently asked questions. And after that, if you have any new questions or something like that, you may ask through the email, through the program email, or through the EPMS portal system on which you register. So we take care of every single query on our EPMS portal and program email. Next slide, please. This is one slide which is telling a brief overview about PG thesis support program. This is for medical and dental colleges students who are pursuing post-graduation courses to do good quality research. The approximate seats are 500 seats per year. And out of these, 80% of the medical seats are allocated for medical PGs students and 20% for the dental PG students. So the actual number generally determines on the basis of the application and on the availability of the budget. But we generally give 500 plus students these support. So the eligibility criteria is that the person should be enrolled for PG courses in medical or dental institutional colleges in India, which is recognized by NMC or DCI. Candidates should apply within 1 year of the PG admission or joining. So the tenure of this is the 3 years from the date of issue of the award letter. And the financial support is given from DHR is 1 lakh of rupees. This is given in 2 installments now, 50,000 and 50,000 in 2 installments. It is written, which is old one. In case of previous years, we used to give 25,000 and 75,000, but now it is given 50,000. So 50,000 at the time of submission of the your PG thesis proposal. If it is selected by the reviewers, then you get your first installment. The second installment is given once you submit your PG thesis with your publication. The second grant of 50,000 is given in that case. The application should be submitted through proper channel. The application should include your CV, and the research proposal should be around 1,000 words. Applicant should be dedicated to his experts field area research in which he is working. Application will be reviewed by the expert committee, and these committees are constituted by the competent authority of DHR. Next slide, please. What is the purpose of DHR PG thesis support program? So it encourages the quality and the evidence-based clinical research. Whatever the proposal you are going to submit, please try to have some innovative idea and some innovative element in that. And if it is evidence-based clinical output, then obviously it is going to give a edge for the selection of your proposal of the PG thesis. It provides financial assistance for these approved thesis projects, and we support PG medical students for the thesis research, because we are working for the capacity building. It strengthens the research capacity among the PG students, and this is the initiative which is very old, which was taken by the ICMR. Now it is transferred to DHR. And it promotes the translation research into the healthcare practices, where your proposal, where you propose some solution or to address the health challenges, that if that translational research can be converted into the health practice, or maybe may have a memorandum of understanding or in collaboration with some other institutes. So it will be a boon or edge for you for the selection of your proposal. and the focus area should be aligned with your national health priorities. As in case of STS, I already told that if there are, suppose your national health priorities are 10, from 1 to 10, from top to bottom it is 1 to 10, and somebody is writing a proposal for PG thesis which is on the health challenges of my country, which comes on the top, on the number 1 or the number 2, and some another students who is also applying for the thesis support program, but he is writing a proposal on the health challenges of national or global health challenges, which comes on the number 10 or 15. So obviously the person who is addressing the national health challenge which comes on the top has an edge for the selection of his PG thesis proposal, because he is trying to address the national health challenge which is on the priority list of our nation or the world. So always try to focus on the priority health challenges which are on the top of the list. Next slide, please. What is the importance of PG medical thesis? So it is as you know, it is the mandatory academic requirement for when you are in PG programs. So when you go and when you come in this program, you develop scientific thinking and research aptitude, because when you are coming after doing MBBS, you are not having that research aptitude and research thinking, how to generate a research question which are on the priority for my nation, or it is a global health challenge. You try to take the basic ideas how to have that research question. If that research question is in my mind, so how I have to put it on the paper. When I put it on the paper, how much clear it is for the reviewers, how much clear it to my peer reviewers, whether I am really able to address the research question in that way, in that sharp way, in that concise and precise way, that whether the reviewers who's sitting on the other side, who may be a basic scientist, who may be a clinical scientist, who may be a health policy research, may understand well about my proposal. Because when you are writing your research proposal, it should cover a broader audience. It should not cover your thinking should not be like that it should cover a reviewer of your field only, because you don't know when the proposal is going for the review, a basic research scientist may review or a clinical doctor may review. So you have to write in that way that even a layman can understand what is your research question, how you are going to address it, what you have in mind as a hypothesis, what you hypothesize about it, that how you are going to take out the solution of this problem, what is the novelty in that, what is the rationale to choose this study, why you are choosing it, why you are not choosing some other thing. So this should be clearly addressed in that. So in that way, you develop your scientific thinking and research attitude, that how should a research question should come on the paper, how should a research question should be addressed, how should a research question should be tackled, and take out the solution with the help of the methodologies. So that is a part or the importance of this PG medical thesis. So it also helps to identify your global and national health challenges. If it improves your analytical and critical appraisal skills, it also generates evidence for clinical decision making, because when you have evidences through your research, it improves your clinical decision makings, because if you are giving a medicine to any patient, you are just giving a medicine that this is a medicine which is used for the headache, but you don't know after taking it how many side effect it is causing, how many side effect it is, whether it is causing a side effect to heart, whether it is causing a side effect to kidney, whether it is side effect to liver, and if my patient is taking that much potency of that tablet, so whether I am really it is suitable, that much potency of that particular drug to that particular patient, whether if it is causing a toxicological problems. So whether I am going to tackle it, whether I know it about the research from the research which is already been done, or whether the research which is done by me, that it is going to affect or these toxicological effect may be that much harmful, like 10%, 20%, or 50%. So whether I am after that harmful effects, whether I am to tackle the patient with some other medicines which can suppress the toxicological or pharmacological effect of bad effect of this tablet or this medicine. So this just to giving the tablets or the medicine to the patient is not enough. If you know the research which is already done behind that developing that tablet or that medicine, you will be able to tackle many of the problems which are associated with that medicine. And it also enhances your academic and professional profile, because once you are MDs, you are a sharper edge in comparison to the MBBS students, because you have already completed your PG medical program. Next slide, please. What should be your topic selection? How the criteria, on what basis you can choose your topic? It should be like finer. Finer means feasible. So when you are taking up your idea in the form of a proposal, or in the form of a grant writing, or in the form of a PG thesis writing proposal, it should be a come up with that you should be able to complete it with adequate time limit. The sample size should be clearly defined, and resources which you are going to use to achieve your goals or your objective should be clearly defined. It should be interesting also, because it should be relevant to the student and the clinical practice also which you are going. Suppose if you are in ophthalmology department, and if you have an idea to solve some gastroenterology problem, it is good that you cannot think, you have no boundaries and limit to generate some ideas or innovative thinking. But if you are working in ophthalmology department, so obviously reviewers will think, if you have an expertise of ophthalmology, you have an expertise of surgery of an eye, how you can go to the surgery of intestine. So obviously your project proposal should be very much relevant to your expertise of field, or whatever the clinical practice you are going. The proposal, if it is novel, then it is wonderful, and you will have a sharp edge for the selection of your proposal. There should be some novelty or innovation. If you are doing just a basic type of research which is already done, which somebody has seen some samples that colorectal cancer is causes in the age group of people who are having 65 of years age in comparison to the health person. So you are still going to do that research, but you are going to do this research in your Assam area, because you are posted in Assam hospital. So many people have done geographically this type of research. Your colorectal cancer has a risky risk factor in the old age people who have 65 of years. Some people have done in UP, somebody has done in MP, somebody have done in Jammu and Kashmir, and now you are going to do in Assam, because you belong to the Assam. So you are saying, "Arey, my research is innovative because I am doing some in area, some in another area. They were doing in another area." This will not cause any interest to the reviewers, because he is saying that you are doing the repeated work जो कि ऑलरेडी हो चुका है, बस यू आर गिविंग ए न्यू एलिमेंट कि भाई इस एरिया में नहीं कुछ देखा गया था इस एज में, तो मैं आसाम वाले में कर देता हूँ. तो प्लीज ट्राई टू इंक्लूड सम इनोवेटिव आइडिया इन योर proposal. That innovation may be in different forms. If I read it, that innovation may be in the form of a methodology you are going to use. It may be a new methodology, or you are going to address your health problem or the question in some new way, that may be a innovation or novelty. If you are going to do a research or addressing a health challenge which is already addressed, but you are using a new methodology in a new way, which will give you a new knowledge in that way, which is not generated by using that old technologies in the previous studies, that it may be a innovation. If you are applying a new frameworks or the models, suppose somebody has chosen in vitro model, somebody has chosen in vivo model. In your clinical practice, you are using your patients, but if you are using a different model or different frameworks, that may be an innovation. If you are using a different methodological approach, that may be an innovation. If you are using different technology or the measurement of technology, or you are using new analytical method or new ways of thinking about solving the problem, that may be an innovation. So be specific about your innovative ideas. Don't make vague claims like this research is innovative and ground breaking, because we or the reviewers understand that you can do this much work within this stipulated time or the framework. And if you are claiming the over ambitious claims, then obviously the reviewers is going to catch, and this brings down the interest of the reviewers. Your study should be ethical, that it should be scientifically justified and ethically acceptable, and without ethical clearance, you should not start your study. The study should be relevant with your patient to whom you are going to take, or it should be relevant for the policy on the healthcare system. Next slide, please. You can start writing a proposal with a strong title and objectives. A characteristic of a good title is around 25 words. So your title should be very clear, short, accurate, concise, precise, and it is not that it should be within 25 words. It may be 1 or 2 words upper and lower down, but always try to do around within the limit of 25 words, because this limit is enough to describe any title. So just for example, because I have given an example in STS presentation, I am just reading it. How your title should be like that. I am giving you an example. Evolution of CRISPR-Cas loaded biometric nanoparticles for tumor microenvironment reprogramming and enhancement of therapeutic efficacy in colorectal cancer. This is an experimental study. So this is the title which is around within the 25 words. Here we are showing to do that we are going to evaluate the CRISPR-Cas loaded biometric nanoparticles, which is taken as an intervention, or in your case, your drug may be intervention. Medicine which you are going to test, that may be an intervention. On whom you are going to use it, on patients. So here in my title, which I read, the CRISPR-Cas loaded biometric nanoparticles for tumor and microenvironment. This means I am going to take the tumor samples, and in the last it is for the therapeutic efficacy in colorectal cancer. So it is very much clear from my title that I am going to choose the colorectal cancer, on which I am going to use the loaded biometric nanoparticles which are filled with drugs for the reprogramming and enhancement of therapeutic efficacy. So what is therapeutic efficacy? This is the exposure, this is the outcome. So your thing should be very much clear that there should be an intervention or the factor, which may be a drug in your case. On what type of samples you are going to use, it may be your clinical samples. On what disease you are going to do, or on what population you are going to use, and for improving what, that will be your outcome. So your title should include intervention, your target mechanism, your disease or population, and for improving, which is an outcome. So that should be a part of a good title. So after writing a title, when you think about the objective which you are going to or you have to achieve in your proposal, your objective should be very clearly defined. there should be secondary objective also, like this one. My primary objective, I will write, suppose I have given the same example in case of STS, that if suppose I am going to work on traditional medicine. In case of traditional medicine, I am taking 10 plants to take out the extract from their plants. And firstly, what I will do, I will bioinformatically test the biological active components of these extracts with the help of the bioinformatics, to test whether these extracts or the biological active components are able as a therapeutic to show the therapeutic efficacy against the breast cancer or not. So this is my generalized aim. From this aim, it is not clear what technology, what methodology, on what samples I am going to use. So first you will write the generalized aim. Yes, I am going to use these 10 plants and I am going to extract, which I will use in case of breast cancer. After that, start to define your specific objective 1. In specific objective 1, you will write that firstly, from these 10 plants, I will take out the aqueous and hydroalcoholic extract. After taking these extract, this will be tested that the bioactive elements will be taken out, and that will be studied by bioinformatics. With the help of bioinformatics, I will be able to know that which are the bioactive components which are really working or showing the therapeutic efficacy against the breast cancer. So I have defined the primary objective and I have defined the methodology. So your specific objective 1 is that I will evaluate the therapeutic efficacy of the aqueous and hydroalcoholic extract bioinformatically. Now after that, you define which is the plan of the study, how you are going to do it. So now explain and expand the methodology of bioinformatics. Firstly, bioinformatics, I will place on computer, I will see the ADMET properties, then I will see the toxic properties, then I will see what is the efficacy. With the bioinformatics, by using this bioinformatics, I will be able to know that these are the bioactive components which are really working or showing the therapeutic efficacy. Why I am using this bioinformatics first, not as a third objective? Because once I am taking the study bioinformatically on the first as the first step, then यार बाद में आ जाओ. With the help of the first objective, we will be able to know that if we are able to do it bioinformatically, then only these 5 bioactive components are showing the therapeutic efficacy, and only 5 this lead I will take up to the in vitro and in vivo, and due to this I will able to save the time. How I will able to save the time? Because I have done bioinformatics study by which I am able to know that only 5 bioactive components are able to do the therapeutic efficacy, and I will validate it with the in vitro and in vivo study. If suppose I am not doing bioinformatics study at the first step, then what I will do? I will just take out the extract from these 10 plants. I will take out the bioactive components, which may be around 50 from these plants, and all of these 50 I will test it and validate it in vitro and in vivo, because I am not able to know, or I don't know without doing this first step, that out of these 50 bioactive components, only 5 are working. That is why I have taken bioinformatics study at the first step. So your objective or your methodology you are using for each objective should be clearly defined for the respective objective, and it will be systematically. You should go in a systematic way, not just like that, you are doing objective 3 in place of objective 1 or objective 1 in place of objective 3. So there should be a flow, there should be a logic, there should be a lead. Yes, this lead I will get from objective 1, then I will come to the objective 2. Then I will generate a second lead. Then after taking the second lead, I will go to the third objective and I will generate the third lead. Next slide, please. Literature review strategy, that it should be conducted systematic literature search before protocol writing. Use databases that should be PubMed, Scopus, Google Scholar, Cochrane Library, you can choose. Try to identify evidences gaps from literature review, from whatever the introduction you write or the summary you write for your research proposal. Try to identify, you should be able to tell the reviewer that this work has already been done in this field, and my identify evidence gaps are these ones, and I with my proposal and with my study I am going to address these gaps or fill these gaps. That should be clearly defined for the reviewers. Your references should be organized using a citation software, or you can organize manually also. You prepare your conceptual framework with the help of literature review. Avoid the duplication of research. The examples which I have given, that somebody is doing the seeing the biomarker express, certain biomarker expression in the breast research in Assam area. Somebody is seeing in the Madhya Pradesh, somebody is seeing the Uttar Pradesh, but everybody is looking for these biomarkers only. So it is not going to generate any interest in the study. So try to avoid this duplication. Try to include some innovative element in your study. Next slide, please. Methodology design, how it should be. If your methodology is designed in the PICO form, and after that the ethics and the sample size, that will make a good flow. So what is the PICO framework? PICO framework is that your population or patient should be defined in your study. The intervention, whatever the medicine or the suppose some nanotechnology you are going to use, some medicine or some tablet you are going to use, that is your intervention, or some surgery you are going to use, that is all intervention. And it should be comparable with the your control group. You are taking one test group, you are taking one comparison group, and whether you are able to show, yes, after doing the surgery or after using this medicine, I am able to show this the improved efficacy, or I am able to give the better health or the lifestyle to my patients. And there should be an outcome that when I am using this study with this intervention and with the comparison of the normal or a healthy population, my outcome will be like this one, and this is going to impact the health, or I'm going to address such type of health challenges in my study. So example of correct and incorrect one is given. So incorrect one is if you choose a minimal residual disease detection using circulating tumor DNA as a biomarker for recurrence in breast cancer or gynecological cancer. So here you have not defined what is your population, you have not defined your outcome, what is the intervention you are taking. So if you write in a correct way, you can write it in the patient with early stage breast cancer after curative surgery, which is your population or the patients. These are the patients of the population which already has done with the early breast cancer or the curative surgery. In that, you are going to conducting a research by seeing a circulating tumor DNA based MRD detection. So you are going to detect MRD detection. This is an intervention, which is the circulating DNA you are going to use for your study. So it is compared with the standard imaging and tumor markers. So you will study it with the comparison that whatever the standard imaging and the tumor markers is telling about this MRD detection, I am using this circulating tumor DNA, which will add to some new knowledge to my study, and it will improve early detection of recurrence and disease-free survival, which is an outcome. So here P is population or the patients, I is intervention, C is your comparison, and O is outcome. So in this title, it is clearly defined what is your population, what is your intervention, what is your comparison, and what is your outcome. So your study methodology should be your select appropriate study design. And as I told that whenever you are writing a specific objective, objective 1, please write the methodology just below it for the specific objective 1. When you are writing a specific objective 2, please write the methodology for a specific objective 2. So in that way, the reviewers will not break his head when you write a consolidated methodology just after describing the your all 3 or 4 objectives. Then he will be lost which methodology is going to be used by the candidate for which of the respective objective. So once you are writing the methodology study design just below the objective, so he will be clear that yes, this methodology you are going to use for this specific objective. So you should be very much clear. Always define inclusion and exclusion criteria of your patients. You always calculate the sample size scientifically. You always obtain meeting institutional ethics committee approval. Prepare your informed consent process. Ensure that data quality and validity in your proposal. Next slide, please. Thesis structure, like it should be in the form of Irhan Armador format. So for memorizing it, you can just make a mnemonic for this, just like that. A red monkey is sitting on the dinosaur, and generally I describe it. I run home, and a red monkey riding on dinosaur. You can add some word just to memorize it. So your I is for introduction, your background. Your R is for rational, which why you are choosing your study. Your H for hypothesis. Your N is for novelty. Your A for aims and objectives. Your R is for the review of the literature. M for methods, where you describe your study design and methodology. R is for result, where your findings should be in the form of tables and figures. D is for the discussion, where you have an interpretation and implementation, your comparison, your implication of your study. O is outcome and impact. R is for references and annexures. There may be annexures, just like a consent forms, ethics certificates, questionnaires. Next slide, please. Data analysis and presentation. When you are presenting any data, you clean and verify collected data must be using your statistical software. Whatever you choose appropriate statistical data, software or the tools. You present your result using tables, graphs, charts, flow diagrams. Report P values and confidence intervals, and ensure clear interpretation of findings. Next slide, please. Tips and tricks for the thesis completion. So when you know that you have to complete your thesis in that year, so start work early and follow the timelines. You should not be sit for the deadlines. Try to, because if you are going to apply for the PG thesis program, so you know that you are going to apply next year. So why can't you start working on it in the initial years or the 1 year back? You first start to write. There may be several errors that you will cut it down yourself. Then there may be a situation where you can consult and discuss with your peer reviewers, your friends, your faculties. So it will take a time. So do not sit for the when deadline is coming, then you are going to talk with the mentors. Always start working before year. Maintain always regular mentor interaction. Keep accurate records and the logbooks. Whatever you are doing, whatever the working that you have written, the introductory part, you have written the review of the literature, always make a records of it. Write chapter wise instead of waiting till the end. you can write introduction. It doesn't require your action or the lab survey or the lab studies. You can write your rationale, your hypothesis, your objectives, your methodology. These are the parts which can be prepared in very initial stages of preparing the proposal for PG thesis program. So you should follow the institutional thesis guidelines, and you should allocate the time for the revisions. That is I told to you that you should revise it by sitting with the help of the friends and with your help of faculties of different of the same department or maybe different departments. They will tell you, yes, we are able to understand it, or we are not able to understand it. You should add something new, you delete something from this. So that part may be done within your when you are in relaxed form, or when you have started it much before the deadlines. Next slide, please. Correct versus incorrect practices. Your title should be specific, your objective should be clear, your defined methodology should be very much clear and with the specific objectives. Your ethical approval should be obtained before starting any work. Your appropriate status tools should be used. The incorrect practice you have to avoid is the vague title, broad objectives, undefined sample size, missing ethics clearance, and inadequate analysis. Next slide, please. Converting thesis into manuscript is a very important part, because once you are in a situation that you have conducted your research, you have your findings in your hand. So now find out which are the publishable findings and condense these thesis into a manuscript format. So much of the basic structure of the manuscript is same. As you write the introduction, write abstract. Abstract is what it is, as summary. You write the methodology, you write the objective in that. You don't you don't write or try to do or include all these objectives, all the 3-4 objectives which you have done thesis. But you can take out the manuscript for each objective also. If you have done a very good project or good work or a good research work, you can take out the 3 manuscripts from the 3 objectives. So this is depend on you how wisely you are working, and always try to choose the journal which is have some reputation, which is which is not a predatory journal, and it should your manuscript should be plagiarism free, your thesis should be plagiarism free. You can use any tools which is already used in your institute or hospital. If suppose you don't have plagiarism tool, then try to find out some tool which is available with your friends or peer reviewed faculties which may be known to your guide. They may have plagiarism tool where you can send your proposal or the thesis or the manuscript for the plagiarism. So you can refine your title and abstract. You can shorten methodology appropriately, because in manuscript you need not that much details which you have written in your thesis. So everything needs to be shortened. So you have to refine it and to shorten it according to the mandate of the journal. And journal will tell you what is the when you will visit to the website of the journal, you will get the mandate of the journal, and according to the journals, always try to choose which journals have a good impact factor. Next slide, please. As I told you, the plagiarism and it should be checked whether it is case of manuscripts or the PG thesis. Try to write it in your scientific language. Do not try to do copy paste from the net or from the sources. Properly cite all the references. Tools you can use according to you. Authenticate and all these tools are good. Madam can tell you they have some plagiarism tool in their institute. Maintain originality in your interpretation of the result and the novelty you should have, and follow the journal on the similarity threshold and your topic. Next slide, please. Publication ethics and authorship is also very much honored. Now, follow publication ethics principle, avoid plagiarism and fabrication, prevent duplication publication, don't try to duplicate the research, ensure data integrity, assign authorship appropriately and write the role of every author, what they are doing. Follow authorship contribution criteria and disclose conflict of interest if any. Next slide, please. Journal selection is on you, and select journal on the matching research scope. Always check indexing and impact journal. Do not try to find out the predatory journal कि यार मुझे तो ऐसे ही submit कर दूंगा, मेरा एक नाम हो जाएगा कि manuscript हो गया. But that manuscript has no value in your future unless it should have a good impact factor. It is cited in the PubMed, Scopus, or Web of Science. Review author guidelines carefully when you are going to submit your paper or manuscript. Always write a cover letter. Many manuscripts ask for the article publication fee, so they want your commitment from the very beginning. So when you are committing, so try to commit in your cover letter that yes, after the acceptance from the reviewers, you will give them the APC money or you will pay the fee. Ensure that manuscript formatting compliance, whatever this vary from journal to journal. Submit it through the journal portal. Address reviewer comments systematically. Next slide, please. Take home message is that your thesis is an opportunity beyond your degree requirement. It is here where you learn how to do a research and how to do a good research ethically, and how when you take the research in your future career, that it may shape up and it will provide the sharp edges in your career growth, your selection, your promotion. And always select relevant and feasible topics. Use robust methodology and ethics by which you can validate and prove that whatever you have done is really proved by your methodology. Maintain quality and originality in your thesis part and or the proposal you are writing for the PG thesis. Convert thesis into publication at last, because ultimately the publication will tell you that you have done this work. Nobody is going to write your or nobody is going to read your thesis because it has many pages, but your publication may have 8 to 10 pages and can be easily read by anyone. Contribute evidence to healthcare improvement and utilize this our DHR PG thesis support program, where we provide you 1 lakh of rupees. Next slide, please. So thank you very much. Now we can take up the questions.
Thank you so much, sir. We have posted for the questions. I think you have addressed majority of them while talking, and I think you also have a FAQ, sir, if I am not wrong.
Yeah.
So we'll wait for a minute if there are any questions. I can see one hand is raised. Dr. Pramod, if you have any questions, would you like to post it? Professor Pramod, if you have any questions. So there's a question which has come up. Say, what is the word limit for PG thesis research proposal to be submitted to DHR?
I think it is already on the website. If it is not on the website, because this program is looked after by some other program officer, if it is not on the website, then kindly ask them to raise their query on EKMS portal and the program email, where we will apply.
Thank you so much. Any other question?
But generally, if I'm, which I have already told in case of STS, I can read it again. If you are writing a title, that may be around 25 words. If you are writing an introduction, that may be around 300 words. If you are writing objectives, it may be around 100 words. If you are writing methodology, it may be around 800 words. If you are writing implication of your study, it may be around 100 words. If you are writing references, it may be around 300 words. So if it is not there, we will send them a photograph of it and they will get.
Thank you so much, sir. There's a question from Anmol who is asking, what is the June 2026 end date given for the grant on DHR website? Is it 1 year starting or till June 2026 batch?
It is for the June 26 batch.
Thank you, sir. Akanksha Patil is asking, sir, what is the online procedure of submission?
Call is open. They can go to DHR website where they can log in to register themselves on the EPMS portal. EPMS button is already given on the DHR website. When they will register, the EPMS portal will ask them their some personal details, their email, their name, their address, in which college name is working. So once they register, they will have that the EPMS portal will take that email as a registered email. So after that, once they are on EPMS portal registered, after that they can see there is a button for submission of PG proposal submission. From the by clicking that button, they will have a form in which they can clearly fill up all the details which is asked by the EPMS portal, and after that they can finally submit. But before final submission, always revise it, go through it. So ultimately, we will not to have regret that you have done something wrong or some error is gone.
Thank you so much, sir. I have posted the website link, although it's very easy to just type DHR and go to that.
Yeah.
There's a question asking which forms to be included under annexures and whether it will be counted under the word limit.
That is a study, that may be a questionnaire, that may be a case study, that may be a patient consent form. So these are the generally annexures. There is no word limit, but if suppose you are having a questionnaire of 100 questions, so it is very much practical that no patient is going to reply, and that will be irritating to them. So always try to think practically. If you are in that situation, if you are a patient and somebody is going to ask you near about 10 to 12 questions, that will be easy for you. But if somebody is asking you 80 questions or 70 questions, that may also go irrelevant, and some may not be very much useful. So your questionnaire part may be around 15 or 20, within the 15-20 questions. Your study design maybe 2 or 3 study material maybe 2 or 3 pages. And other thing which I told, that patient consent form, that is consent only, so it may be 1 or 2 pages only.
Thank you so much, sir. In the interest of time, we'll take 2 questions before we have the closing remarks. There's a question from Akanksha asking, sir, do we need to upload mentor form also?
What is that mentor form? We don't know.
Maybe guides form probably, or mentor is the guide probably, I'm assuming.
I think this is a mandate form. Not
Mandate form. Okay, that might be the payment mandate form.
Yes,
Bank
this is from the
account.
bank. So this is for the verification of the bank account in which the money goes.
Because the payment, the money, the grant support comes from DHR directly to the student's payment account, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. There's a question from Kimaya asking that, sir, the ICMR MDMS proposal online portal opens for how many times per year?
This is opens for once in a year, and call is still open. 30th May is the last date. So still there is no information or approved by the competent authority for the extension. So always try to avoid the deadlines. Try to complete, because what I feel, if some student has to apply for PG thesis program, so before a year they know that they will apply for the DHR or for some funding agency. So please start working on it from that time. So when you reach to the deadline, you will not be in such a hustle bustle or in a tension. Your work would be completed in 95%. Your work would be completed before the deadline. So just refine during that time, during that 1 month, revise it, sit with your faculties and with your friends, and ask them that yes, it is it is good, it is fine. If they are suggesting some factors to improvise them, they can be.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll just take the last question. This might be the third one. Question is participant information sheet included under the annexure, the PIS, along with informed consent to that reason?
Pardon, madam?
Is the participant information sheet included under annexure? So the participant information sheet comes along with informed consent.
Yeah.
It's to be included. The answer is yes. There's another question which says, is separate methodology mandatory for respective objectives for research proposal writing?
Which methodology is mandatory?
is a separate methodology mandatory for respective objectives for a research proposal writing? So for example,
I'm not able to understand the separate methodology, but the methodology what I suggest, if you are writing a specific objective one, write that the methodology for objective one is this. You write this para, 1 or 2 para, then you write a specific objective two. Once it is 1 or 2 lines finished, then write this is the methodology for specific objective two. So reviewer can easily know, yes, this is the methodology you are using for a specific objective one. This is for objective two, this is for objective three. So it will be easier for the reviewer to evaluate.
Thank you so much, sir. So we come to an end of that, and it's my pleasure to have a closure. And may I kindly request respected registrar, sir, Professor Dr. Vishwanath Patan ji, to kindly give the closing remarks.
Namaskar, Dr.
Namaskar, sir. Good evening, everyone. I really appreciate the effort taken by Dr. Saurabh Verma, sir, especially related to the short-term studentship and as well as thesis support program for the MD, MS and MDS candidates. So these two programs, they are not just merely the academic exercises. It is a platform. From there, every student start thinking about new ideas, the innovation, the research, and then the kind of discipline in data collection, and then writing about the conclusion, and then even sir has explained about the manuscript submission and the preparation of it. So it has given a very good information to all the undergraduates and postgraduates, sir. And in fact, the government is supporting and making a lot of effort to tell all the students that you can avail if there are any difficulties. Even the support from the ministry as well as from the college, if anything is required, they are providing it. And our university, under the leadership of Dr. Sucheta, she has arranged this wonderful interactive session with Dr. Saurabh Verma, sir, who is the main in charge of the DHR, this scheme. So I really appreciate, sir, and it has benefited many students, sir. Thank you so much on behalf of TIRE, sir.
Thank you so much from my side also.
Thank you so much, sir. With these words, I think it's a time for closure. There's a question. Can we take the last question?
Yes,
AI
yes, sure.
plagiarism tool. I think Turnitin is the best one for the student. Please use Turnitin. Nowadays, Turnitin also has an AI add-on feature you can use. And please remember what Dr. Saurabh Verma ji said about the percentage of plagiarism. So with this, we call it a day. Thank you so much. I think we must give a, overwhelmed response from the participants, and a gratitude, sincere and heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Saurabh Verma ji for taking out this time. And there were times when students have a lot of queries, but there were nobody to answer this. Now, coming online, addressing the questions of MBBS separately, MDMS and super specialty students separately, telling them the pathway, answering all the questions is a great one. I think we are really grateful to you, sir, for this entire thing. We also have a YouTube live that we have posted for the students in the chat box. And this, you can refer to the YouTube live. And if you want to revise something, write down something. And all the best to all of you. And as he rightly said, do not wait on the last 30th May to submit. Please plan it from 28th onwards. So with these words, thank you so much. Namaskar and Jai Hind.
Thank you.